the worst days of my life. But instead of hating myself, instead of getting depressed, I rather take this as a lesson to protect your heart, guard yourself, and leave when things are not right, and choose yourself again and again. I was going to delete all my socials and disappear, but I realized I have a voice and I matter, and other people that go through things like this matter too. Walk away from tables that you are not meant to be at. Walk away from places that drag you down, and people that try to siphon your energy. Because believe this, if not, they can't have you, they can't be you, they will destroy you. And if probably want to.
Alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Great Millstone of Virginia. As always, the Gave latest news, article lessons through the spirit and power of Bashim Yahushai. But as always, first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bashim Rakwadash. I want to say double honors to the elders of Great Millstone who will well for teaching the truth. And of course, I want to say peace and blessings and salutation to you, Akamai, that pushing this truth throughout the full consideration, to the best of abilities, God, throughout the full consider. For that, I want to say shalom. And I want to bring the scripture right quick. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. It says, know this also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. So as you can see from the video, as you can see, when you look at the words DL on here, it's down low, men strikes. So as you can see, so basically, men, just random men, I guess, a man came up to her, started talking to her, and I guess, tried to approach her or whatever, and I guess, she wasn't interested in him. And the next thing you know, I guess the dude started hitting her, man. And I want to say, because the reason why I bring this out is because now, like you said, living in times when, men are right now, they got this group, as they would call incel, which is involuntary celibate, where basically about certain men, can't get women. And every time when they talk to women, they get rejected, or they get teased or laughed at, or they don't have, or they're not part of the quote unquote, the type that these women are looking for in terms of men, whether it be high figure, good looking, all of that, or some type of status. So if you don't have these types of statuses, basically, you're not, these women won't approach you, so to speak, and the scary part about it is that now we're living in a time when men are lonelier than ever. It's like the men are lonelier than ever. All right, we're living in a pandemic where man loneliness is at an all-time high, especially in America, when they see all these, particular women showing their body parts, on social media, men trying to approach, and, men being men, they sexually frustrated. And if they know they can't get a woman, whatever, this is the last type of result that these men will do. If they can't have you, no one will. So next thing you know, they started hitting you. Worst case scenario, if they sexually harass you, But you have to understand these last times, especially in Jacob Trouble, this is what these men gonna do, Whether you accept it or not, these men are willing to take it rather by force, man. All right? And that's why it's hardly important, that these women got to be aware of, man. If you're not part of your elect lady, or if the men of the Lord in those times, according to Isaiah 4:1, 7 women shall take a horn and hold man. If you're not part of the men, how should I say? If you're not, like I said, if the men of the Lord don't choose you, you're out back, man. But I want to get this quick scripture right quick, because like I said, this is prophecy, man. You women have so much liberty. Like I said, it's going to be a curse unto you in Jacob's trouble, man. Like I said, men at some point, they're not going to give a damn. Once you take away the law of force, like I said, man, we're going to revert back to old times, man. Where you prideful woman, y'all going to be humble, man. And it's going to be of the Lord. So let me go get the scripture. This is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. It says, rise up, you women that are at ease. That's right. Just using her for example, she was at ease. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, You know what I'm saying? He just attacked her, man. All of it because of rejection, man. You could tell if a dude like that type of dude, I mean, that's a dangerous guy like that, man. You know what I'm saying? He probably rejected his whole life and nobody want him, and all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? He probably just had to let his frustrating her out, man. You know, the scripture says what? There are spirits created for vengeance. It says, hear my voice, you careless daughters. That's right, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you women, you think that you can walk about the street during night times and in a certain place and act like that's going to happen to y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a prime example of what could happen, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and the Lord is allowing this to happen, man. Give ear to my speech. So we letting you know now, man, the times to come, man. You know what I'm saying? That you being in a safe space, man, is going to come to an end. Many days and many years you shall be troubled, you careless daughter, you careless woman. For the vendor shall fail and the gathering shall not come. Yeah, it's going to come to a time where, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these simps and a lot of these dudes, they're going to, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to protect y'all, man. They're going to be worried about their own selves, about their own lives. Shoot, men going to be afraid of, shoot, men are going to be afraid way more than these women. You know what I'm saying? That's how crazy it is. As the scripture says, you know what I'm saying, men should hold their loins, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's scary, man, because what? A lot of these dudes aren't men. They're effeminate, man. Because what? They were raised by single mothers, man. So it's going to be hard for a lot of you women to find a certain particular group of men, which is the men of the Lord, man, that's going to protect y'all in these times, man. If they don't have the covering of y'all by Shem Yahushua, that is, first and foremost. You know, and it says tremble. That's right. You know what I'm saying? You women that are at ease. And, you know, just to show you just further proof, let's look over, you know, as a prime example, you know, like to look at comments. You know, there are many demons that never find their daughters or my bloodline. She very experienced to probe a private and vulnerable matter. You know? See, here's if they can't have you, they can't be you. They will destroy you. You know, prime example I was talking about. Say these women will find out their dude is down low. You know, just need to leave quietly, no exposed, because, you know, like I said, the comments, man. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, a lot of these, you know, DLs, you know, can also be, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You know, homosexual, you know, that hate women that, you know, like I said, you know what I'm saying? Hey, they'll fight a woman, they don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? But, of course, you know, like I said, man, we're living in a very scary times, man, where, like you said, man, you know what I'm saying, once, you know what I'm saying, law enforcement ain't reliable as it used to, man. Like I said, man, you know what I'm saying, you got a lot of sexual harassment cases, but, of course, I don't want to drag this on, but this is just a prime example of what's going to happen in Jacob's trouble, man, you know? And like I said, this has to come, man, because, hey, man, the time of judgment is at hand. So with that, hopefully brothers are edified. This is Great Millstone, Virginia. As always, to give ladies news, article lessons through the spirit and power of Hashem Yahushua. As always, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem HaKadosh. I want to say double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, who will teach the truth, and of course, peace and blessings and salutation to Akamat, that person is truth throughout the four corners of the earth, to lead to the best of their abilities, sky out the four corners of the earth. With that, I want to say shalom.